Everybody loves interceptions, right? But what if you aren't able to get them in the game? Can you still be a factor in your team's success? The answer is, of course you can. We're going to talk about that today in DB Tip Clips. What's up, defenders? One of my biggest pet peeves is listening to a cornerback tell me, hey, I couldn't do anything. They just weren't throwing the ball to my side. I don't want to hear that. Truth of the matter is, the better you get at covering, especially at the high school level, the less that opposing quarterback and coach is going to want to throw the ball your way. Does that mean they can take you out of the game just by avoiding you? No. Here are 3 things that you can do to be a factor in your team's success without getting an interception. Number 1 is simple. Just have good coverage. If the team has a leading wide receiver or a standout or a guy that they really like to get the ball to, be on your coverage, be on his hip, and totally eliminate him from the game. The better you get at that, the chances are that your coach is going to line you up on that top guy every week. And isn't that the true essence of a shutdown cornerback? So one of the things that you can do is really have great coverage on that guy. Study him all week. Be on everything that he likes to do, and be where he is at all times during the game, especially if your team is heavy in man-to-man coverage. One of the biggest things that can affect the game is taking the other team's best player out of it. And don't just study that top guy, because your coach may not have you shadow that top wide receiver. Study every one of those wide receivers, so any guy that lines up in front of you is totally eliminated. And again, I know we all want to be shutdown cornerbacks, but some guys think they're that, and they're allowing guys to catch passes. I'm telling you, yes, if the guy's good, he will catch it, but you want to really study all week and do your best in shutting that guy down, whoever it is that lines up in front of you, because not being able to get the ball to their best guys is part of being successful as a defensive back and as a team. Second thing you can do is make tackles. Now, if they're not throwing the ball to your guy, it gets a little bit more difficult to do that, but not impossible. Go chase the football. If a play is on the other side of the field, go pursue over there. Pursue is a big part of being an excellent defender as well. So don't just stay on your side of the field and sit there frustrated because they're not throwing the ball or even running the ball to your side of the field. Again, if you're at that high school level and you're a big time player and you just make plays left and right, they're going to start avoiding you. So now you got to bring the crime to them. They don't want to come on your block, you got to go over to their block. So if they're running up the middle, or they're running to the other side of the field, or they're throwing the ball to other people, nothing looks better on film to college football recruiters or just anyone in general, and to anyone paying attention to this game, is you flying from one end of the field to the other to make plays. So they're going to run a sweep to the other side, go take yourself over there, taking a good pursuit angle, and go over there and make the play. And when the plays do come your way, even if it's not a pass thrown to your receiver, it's a running back, come up and make tackles. Gone are the days where you could just say, oh, I'm paid just to cover guys, because that gets more and more difficult now, especially with the rules. A good corner is someone who can come up now, make tackles, and keep a team from advancing the ball down the field. Be a defender at all times. Third way you can win at defensive back without getting an interception is one of my favorites, and that is force fumbles. Forcing fumbles and offensive teams fumbling is more humiliating than interceptions, believe it or not. Teams come into a game expecting that interceptions may happen. If you throw the ball enough, you put the ball down the field, and you're trying to throw to your best wide receivers, it's inevitable that an interception will happen. What they don't count on are fumbles. And when the unexpected happens to you, your opponent, you've put yourself in a position to win the mental warfare with them. That big time running back that they have puts the ball on the ground once or twice in the game, and the coach is in his ear, he stops running with that aggressiveness that he has, and he starts thinking about it. Then it starts to become a problem. Aside from that, forcing that turnover and putting the ball down on the ground gives your team a chance to get a possession, steal a possession away from the other team. So you've got to be mindful of that. And you've got to start doing that in practice. Start running to the football first of all, because if you don't get to the ball carrier, there's no chance for you to force that fumble. And then when you're there, you got to start thinking about taking the ball away, whether it's punching through the receiver or the running back's hands, or reaching in there and grabbing it out. These are things that you need to start thinking about in practice. Once you start doing them in practice on a regular basis, your mind is going to think that way once the game comes around. And again, forcing a fumble or two in a game, the stats show, brings a tremendous amount of success to your team if you're able to force fumbles as well as interceptions. So if the teams that you're playing against are going to avoid you and you're not getting much action, either you've just completely become that player that they want to avoid, or you're on a guy that's just really not going to get a whole lot of action. Go bring the action to them. Run to the football, and when you get there, start thinking about taking the ball away by forcing fumbles. Kicking back and taking the night off because the opposing quarterback does not want to throw the ball your way is not the way to go. You only have a certain amount of games in a season, and there's only a certain amount of games in your career. Your mentality while you're playing this game is you should be going 100 miles an hour on every play, every time you step on the field. Because first of all, you never know when that's going to be your last game. And second of all, I don't care who you are, your career in football is short. Even if you go on to the NFL and you have an extended NFL career. Most guys are done playing when they're in their 30s. You've got a whole long life after that. So your football career is short. There aren't a hell of a lot of games. Don't waste any of them. If they're not bringing the action to you, go find the action. Be that type of player. Nothing looks better than a guy who's going to run around and play like his hair's on fire when he's on that football field. Follow these rules right here. Think about those 3 things, and you're on your way to becoming the elite defensive back that you want to be. Thank you guys for watching this video. Again, if you like this video, go ahead and like it, share it, and by all means subscribe, hit the bell. You'll be notified the next time I put out a great defensive back video like this one. Also, if you want more advanced techniques, drills, and breakdowns on coverage, go ahead and join the All Eyes DB Camp members area. I have a link to it down here in the description. Go ahead and join it. It's the best investment you'll make. I have college and high school football players and coaches from all over the country in there right now, raising their game to the next level. So go ahead, click the link in the bio and consider joining. Raise your game to the next level. Thank you guys for watching. All Eyes DB Camp. Consistency breeds results.